The young monk secretly watched female worshippers every time they came to the temple to pray for children. But strangely, after each visit, one of the senior monks would mysteriously die. Up until now, dozens had already died in the exact same way. When he witnessed another senior die right before his eyes, the young monk swore to uncover the truth. But the eldest brother warned him to never take a single step near the palace hall. However, one day, he heard the heavy breathing of a woman coming from the hall. His curiosity grew stronger, so when no one was around, he poked a hole through the window and peered inside. But not long after, he was caught by his master, who immediately pulled him aside and scolded him harshly. To punish him, the master gave him 30 strokes. When the young monk tried to explain himself, his master threatened that if he wouldn't obey, he shouldn't call him master anymore. Hearing this, the young monk submitted to the punishment without another word. Little did he know, his master's punishment wasn't out of anger, but because the palace held too many secrets, ones that could never be leaked. Yet while he was being punished, another senior monk was carried out. It was none other than the eldest brother. Seeing him dead, the young monk grew more confused and unsettled. That night, he worked up the courage to ask his master again what secrets the palace was hiding, but the master only said that when he grew up, he would understand everything. From that day on, the young monk wished nothing more than to grow up faster, so he could uncover the truth behind the deaths. 10 years passed, female worshippers increased, and the deaths became more frequent. An invisible fear began creeping into the hearts of the other monks. One day, a fellow monk came to him in a panic, saying the master was waiting for him inside the hall. This made the young monk uneasy. When he arrived at the grand hall, he asked the master if he could finally enter the palace, but the master handed him a bundle and told him not to ask anything, just take what was inside, leave this place, and never return. The young monk was shocked. He didn't understand what he had done wrong. He said if he had shortcomings, he'd correct them immediately. The master sighed and said he had always treated him like his own son, which was why he had to leave now. But the young monk refused to go, demanding to know the truth. Cornered, the master began to explain, but even after hearing it, the young monk still insisted on staying. In desperation, the master pulled out a pair of scissors and threatened to end his own life if the monk didn't leave. Terrified, the young monk begged him to put them down and promised to leave right away, then knelt and gave his master 3 solemn kowtows in gratitude for raising him. After he left, a maid came and asked the master if preparations were complete. When he confirmed, she went back to report to her lady. Meanwhile, the young monk disguised himself, determined to learn the truth for himself. Soon the lady arrived, saying she would select someone personally. The master brought out several people, and she inspected them one by one, until finally, she pointed to the last person. The master nodded and dismissed the others. According to tradition, the lady lifted the person's mask, but when the master saw the face beneath, he was utterly stunned.